Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here and it's time for a Roxy's Journal of Stitchery update, and I am so happy to say I finally caught up. I managed to get this done before the end of April. So this piece required an old piece of quilt, of which I had to go to an op shop and purchase it, and I put a little bit of paint down on it because it was very stark white, and a cottage. In this case, I decided to go for a little Australian bush cabin. Painted some fabrics because I really had nothing that would suit to make it look a little bit timberish, made the roof a little bit grey and stitched some rows so it sort of looks like a little bit like corrugated iron, which is very common here in Australia. I've got a gorgeous kookaburra up in the corner. This was a white flower that I sprayed yellow and then stitched it down. A few little, I sort of had this bit of a blank space, so there's a few little knots in there to create a little bit more greenery. I've got a little tractor for being out on the farm. I made a fence with a piece of dark brown lace, heavy knitted type stuff though, and then just sewed down some palings. I've got a cute little wombat that wants to come out and eat all the yummy little flowers. Just some very basic stitching, but made to look a little bit wild and woolly because you don't sort of usually go out to an Aussie country cabin and find well manicured gardens. They're farmers, they work hard, it's dry out there a lot of the time, so a bit wild and woolly. And then over here, I do have a little carrot patch. So there we go. Oh, and with my little cobblestones, I actually painted them on and then just stitched around the edges because I knew if I hand stitched them all, that would take forever. So a little bit of cheating there, but I'm really happy with how this turned out and was very glad I managed to get it done on time. So of course, now we come to May, and the prompts are favourite colour and a beautiful bird. Guess what my favourite colour is? The hottest of pink, fuchsia. This is my wallet. That's my favourite colour. And of course, decided I would go through my stash and see what I can find. And here is the grand sum total of goodies that come even remotely close to that colour. Okay, so needless to say, we have a problem. In fairness, I don't think you're going to find hot pink / fuchsia in too many vintage things. And certainly not in my stash, which is quite meagre compared to others. So I'm not saying I won't use these pieces, but I went, oh dear, we have a problem. Number one, could pretend my favourite colour was something else. Blue, red I could do, you know, but I went, no, this is my favourite colour. I need to find a way to make this work. So here we go. Then we're going to start off with these three very lush little pieces of nothingness, but that's okay. So what did we do? We grabbed some paint again. This is an old tablecloth. You can sort of see it had an embossed floral print on it, and I just whacked down some paint. It's roughly done. I didn't want it to look Mickey Mouse and perfect. I just wanted it to sort of be the start of things in the correct colour. So we have this. Then when I cut the exact piece out, I had a big white flash down here, so I just literally a few minutes ago added a bit more pink there. That will fade out, but honestly, that is no big deal either way. Then I found a couple of other old bits in my stash. This is a piece of broderie anglaise, so I've put some watercolour on that, sort of thinking that may go up in that corner there. I'm not sure about the other part because I may very well add those up there. This is just a thought at the moment. This, I think I will put down the bottom here. Not sure which way or which how. This was also done with watercolor, slightly bit of a different shade, just so we sort of have a little bit of contrast going. We could think about putting this down, may even cut it in half and put a couple of strips. I'm not sure yet. Have no idea what I'm going to do with this little bit. Might also did think about doing something like that, because the reason being, I've decided, you know, I might not use these at all yet. I don't know. We shall see. But I've decided this is my base colour. It's very pink and I want to keep it all pink because I want, my bird is going to be a peacock. I think a gorgeous jade peacock in all its glory would to take up, you know, an awfully large amount of this real estate is exactly what I want to do. So I went Googling and Pinteresting to find some pictures or something about an embroidered peacock, and I found a couple, but I don't know, didn't really love any of them. So I did grab a couple of other things that I found in my stash. One of them is this beautiful embroidered piece that I got in a mixed bag of boho Indian style goodies. And I'm very tempted to cut this out and make that the main body of my peacock because the size is perfect, I think. And I love that it has the teal in it. But of course, because some of this is fine mesh, we're definitely going to have to back it. So I've got a couple of options here. It could get backed with the lovely teal and gold fabric. That would work. Or my other thought was, move that out of the way for a minute. I have this leftover piece of fabric that I painted for one of the other things that we did. And I might be very lucky. And if we popped that on there, and I trimmed all around that, so I just have that rounded shape, won't be using all this part. And then if I cut out a piece to include the neck and the head, I might just be able to get a really good base with these little bits from my stash. And then if I pop this over here, like size-wise, we have, you know, our main body here, we have our neck and our head, and then I embroider all the rest. So obviously coming down here, we have to have that gorgeous plumage. And I think I've got like plenty of space down here to do that. And then of course we need to have its little things that it has up on top of its head and embroidered down something on its neck and everything. But guys, I think this is what we're going to do. I could just embroider the whole body, but it's a time constraint thing. I'm a bit worried I won't have enough time. And I don't know if that's not above my embroidery skill. And I quite like this piece of embroidery here. I think it would make for a very interesting looking peacock. And I couldn't believe like how perfect the size was. So I think that's my plan. I may very well change my mind. I've done that before, but that's my plan. So we're going to have the beautiful hot pink and then lots of teal and blue and create a peacock somehow. So time will tell. We will see how we go. So that's where I'm at. I hope you're all enjoying this. I know we've only got 2 months left to go, and I really do also need to start on my cover for my book to bind all this. And I did notice that Roxy had done the most amazing piece for her spine. I'm somehow going to have to fit in one of those as we go along too. But it is a lot of fun and it does really stretch my creativity. I love embroidering, but I'm no expert. So I'm finding this is a fabulous way just to have a go at things. So there we are. That's where we're at for now. Let's see what happens as the month transpires. So until next time, take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye for now.